so I can see the pictures. So if you guys can see what I'm seeing, we shall see what we shall see. Let's see here. There we go. Get rid of the commercial. Maybe I'll get rid of the commercial. Okay, so this is not what I'm supposed to be on.
Uh-oh.
There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we're on. For some reason, when I hit it, if I hit it like right when you come on, it just takes me into the feed for other people.
That's weird.
So I don't know what that's all about. So okay. Well, anyway, let's see here. Oh yeah, you can see. Well, you can see some of the stuff in the thing.
Yeah, we'll do a full walk around later.
Oh yeah, we'll do all that because we're going to. Hey Ryan, how you doing?
Hey there.
Glad you've joined us. Hey, sorry about the not getting back to you today. It was nuts. You'll see here when we talk about everything. This week's fine. We'll get together. I'll get with you. We'll figure out a good day and we'll do it all. So just whatever is convenient for you. So it's pretty easy for us. You can just stay on top of it, Gabe.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm loading in right now.
Oh, okay.
Crochet Lady says hi, and Isaac says, thinking of a future idea, making an EM1 and turning it input to my railroad's engine, the H1.
Okay.
Sorry, it always shuts off whenever it's off.
It always shut. You mean your laptop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It goes to it like completely turns itself off after an hour.
Okay.
With no activity.
All right.
Okay, we got it.
So let's see what we got here. All right, sounds great. Yep, no problem at all. We'll get it all worked out and have some fun this week.
Yeah.
So let me see here in the pictures. Yes, we can in the pictures. So you can see. I'll get a little better shot of it because right now your picture is not you guys what I'm seeing is not the best. But you can see right here. I did paint today. I finished painting most of the roof today, and then I went and forgot to do this part up here, the little, well, not bell tower, but I guess clock tower part. So I thought maybe a little later tonight. I'll show you how I need to sand that and putty all that to get it all ready to go for paint tomorrow. Yes.
Isaac says, what do you think of those articulated mallets like the Yellowstone?
Oh, they're really nice. I love articulateds. They're right up there for me as far as really like them, just like the streamliners. Those are my two favorite types of things: are articulateds and streamliners. So you can't go wrong, in my opinion, with that. So I'm just gonna see what I've got. There we go. I'm gonna pull the. I'm just gonna pull these into the station for right now. I forgot to bring these in right before we went on with the live stream. There's that one. I think this guy is still. This. Oh no, perfect.
Isaac says, what about the streamlined articulated like the T1 duplex?
Oh yeah, the T1 and the S1 both for C&O. Nice looking units. I've drawn them both. So I'm going to take this car that squeaks off because I want to test to make sure it's not the engines a little later. That it was this. I'm going to bet it was this thing. So I'm going to put that right down there for right now. Get this hooked up. Maybe. These tiny little couplers. Tiny little couplers. I have to my little crimp thing there. Let's see. Gotta find my needle nose. Yeah. Sure I will. Oh, there they are. So just getting everything ready to go for doing a little running here. There we are. Okay. So. Let's see. Why don't you, Gabe, rotate that camera a little more that way Not a whole lot, just a little bit. I'll tell you when. A little more. Oh, nope, that's good. That's good right there.
Yep.
Okay, so as you can see, this is painted. And I painted at the same time. Look up here. You got that going. Yeah. We got the top that I've been talking about forever and a day. We got the top in. Yeah. It looks really, really good up there. The splash of color on top of that building. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty decent. So, I'm really happy with how that came out. I didn't realize that this paint was gloss when I got it. It's the color I really wanted. I just didn't notice it. When I saw it and when we tested, I was like, oh, let's grab that. So it turns out it was a really shiny, shiny gloss. So I already put a matte finish on this so that it knocked that down and make it easier to blend my paints when I start to do all the weathering and everything, putting the copper on and all this, which I'm doing in the next day or two. This, I thought I'd put enough of a layer of matte finish on this dull coat, but it didn't. It's still pretty shiny, so I'll have to take this out and throw another matte coat on there just to get it to looking pretty good and make it easier to do all the weathering that I've got to do on it. That won't be that big a deal. I'll do that in the morning first thing. I didn't realize it was still that shiny. So we're moving along pretty good. We put up a video, we'll be putting up a video. I filmed a video today showing the process of doing all of this, masking it, painting it, the whole works, and taking it all off and let you guys see how it looks like at this stage, because we have the black panels in here this has all been painted black, and then all of that was masked and taken care of. Yes.
Great Northern says hi.
Well, hey, Great Northern. So we're just going over the new stuff here. So tomorrow, I forgot to do this, so I've got to come in here and I've got to paint the gray. I've changed things a little bit, and I'll talk about that here in just a little bit. I've got to paint the primer gray, the brick right here for the grout lines. Then I have to mask this off after that tacks up, and then I can paint the green up here. But I'm going to do a little work tonight on this during the session, the live stream here. I need to get this sanded, and I need to get it puttied, skim coat over the top of it all, so that it'll be nice and smooth and ready to go for all the blending I've got to do with the paints that I've got to work on with it. So we'll do that a little bit later, but that's going to look really good when we get done with it. We changed, I was going to take a color similar to the cream, and I was going to paint the entire lower half that as the grout lines. But the color I picked for the brick would look really strange. I picked, I don't know if this will be the final color or not, but I picked Red Spice as my color for it. I think it's going to be a really nice color for the brick down below. It's mostly brown with just a hint of red in it. So I'm going to do my dry brushing. I'm going to start back here in this corner that you don't see with the videoing and everything we do, and I'll practice back here on the brick and see how this will look dry brushed on that. So once I've done that and I like how it looks, then I'll do all the rest of the brick all the way around, and then all of these little concrete areas above the windows, I'll use the same probably color close to this for the concrete around there. And then we'll pick I am probably going to go with this cream that's on this building. I may use that for the window frames. I think that might be a good accenting color. You see here, oh yeah, that'll be a really good accenting color actually for the whole thing. So there's still quite a bit of work to do on this, but it's only 1 or 2 days. It's just long days getting it done. But when I get all this paint, it's going to look beautiful sitting right here. Because then I'll weather the concrete up all around it. We'll make the planters. I figured out how to do the fence finally. I'm pretty sure I can do this. We have this stuff. Let me find it. I thought I had a scrap of it here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is what I used for our bars on our windows on the lower parts of the Skid Row buildings. This is actually a really nice fence material. I got thinking about this, so I figured out a way of in my head, I figured out a way of making a small ornate fence out of this stuff. So I'm going to get Gabe to print me off a bunch of this. I'll paint it black just like this, and then I'm going to be cutting this, narrowing it down, and making like ornate top to it, and it'll sit right on top of the concrete wall I'm going to build all the way around the base of this. So it's going to look pretty sharp, and we'll have our little area here where the steps come up. We'll have the opening for it. And I actually think this might look pretty good all along here if I just continue the whole look all the way down the front here. I think that actually looked pretty sharp. So it'll come all the way around like this, all the way, and then probably back into here somewhere, right to where we hit the rock. So it's going to look pretty good, and it'll just tie everything together up front here. So I thought about that today because I was just trying to figure out what to do with this wall and the safety fencing. I didn't want to do chain link because that would just look really tacky in front of a big beautiful station, but that looks like wrought iron. And when I make the fence the way I want to make it, it should look really pretty sharp. So I think that's what we're going to do. He's in the middle right now of printing. Let's see, we got one panel here. Did you have another? Are you on your third panel today?
Yes.
Is there a panel on the floor in there? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're on our third panel on the big building on the back side from the third wall. We're on the third panel of it. So tomorrow we'll have the fourth panel. I'll get it all sanded, and we'll put that third panel in there along with the inserts on the big building. So like I said in the last one, we've decided on one of two names. We'll put it up for a vote in the community. It's either going to be the Cerberus or the Chimera building. Those are both three-headed monsters. And since it's got three towers attached, I figure it'll be pretty much self-explanatory for people that know what those two things are. So I think that's what we're going to go with. So we should be getting into the lower towers into the week on this. It's just taking a while to print. Every wall's taking a full day plus to print, like a day and a half to print, because it's essentially about 14 hours of printing. And we obviously don't print overnight. So we should have by tomorrow, late tomorrow into Wednesday, we should have the last of the two main walls done on that. I don't think you can see it, but I'll get around to showing it to you here in just a second. And then I also want to run this tonight. So what I'm going to do when we start to get towards the end of the live stream, well, not towards the end, but we get a little later into it, I am going to sand. We'll take the camera, put it over there, have it down on my work table. Whoops. Oh, that's empty. I thought my glue bottle had tipped over my PLA, not that it would spill out, but I just don't like having glue in the neck. We'll take this over to the work table, I'll sand it, and then I'll putty the curved parts up here so I can paint that tomorrow. So we'll do that towards the end. So let me get the camera, and we'll do a quick look around here at everything, and then we'll probably, I want to test now, make sure I got rid of the squeaky thing that was on this train. That was that, and we'll probably swap out engines in a little while. We'll do some running here, and then we'll get over and start working on this guy, because now that I'm getting these tops done and they're looking really good, I want to get the rest of these tops done. Yes.
Teddy says, "Hey, glad I found your stream. Maybe next time set the picture to horizontal. I use my iPhone for streams, and I do that before I start the stream."
Yeah, we used to do some horizontals, but we found we had better attendance. It pushes you better in a vertical. So we've done some live streams that are horizontals. We probably will do a few over the summer, but for the most part, they will be the vertical format like this. We may do, we're trying to do like maybe 4 live streams a week. So we might put one of those in there, or at least one every other week, one a week or one every other week that we'll do a horizontal, but you'll probably 3/4 or more of these will be the verticals. It just seems to bring in more people because it puts you in that shorts mode. So, and with the way they're messing up with everything right now, with the way they're unsubscribing people off their things that they like to watch, and now we're finding out that comments are being deleted by them. Well, not deleted, but they're like stored and they come back. I don't know what that's all about. We got a notice about that from them saying that, watch the comments and you let people know that they will be back. And I've noticed that some that were gone like 2 or 3 days ago now have come back onto the videos. So they just got a whole bunch of stuff messed up right now, so we're just trying to make it easy for people to find us, and that's going through the verticals. All right, so there's a big one there.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. So let me get the camera, and we'll show you, if you haven't watched the video on our big building build, and stuff, you'll see the new one coming in because it's not quite in view with the camera the way it is. And then we'll talk about, where is the little guy that goes with him? Oh, there he is. Okay, and I'll show you what he's going to become. All right, so let's do that, and then we'll do a little bit of running. So, all right, so here is, you can see up here, there's a few areas I've got to touch up, but I'll be touching those up where the masking kind of went up into the, went up a little bit higher, the blue didn't come around, but I've got a blue that I'm going to be using for this. That's a teal blue to help kind of weather this down before I start putting the copper highlights on. So when I do that, I will get rid of these little paint areas right here. I'll come down with a fine brush and get them right to the top. You can see where I've got like some faded areas, things like that. So
he says, hold the phone, I am here.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. All right. So like I said, this has been painted the gray, so I'm going to do the dry brushing here, but there gives you an idea of how the station is coming out. I'm really happy with that so far. It's all going to kind of hinge on the color, how it works on this lower section. I want a color that's not quite the I-beam color down here. That's why I'm thinking, where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. I got this. You can see it's much lighter than that color right there. So it should be a good contrasting color. Here's, if we use that for the brick down below, then you have the gray grout lines between all the bricks. And they're pretty wide grout lines, so it should be a good contrast. So this is what I said, like I said, we're going to work on tonight. I'm going to sand that down and get it all puttied and ready to go. So, and then like I see, there's the same color right there. We're having these match. These are supposedly the tops of these are the copper also, that it's the oxidized effect that's starting to happen to it. Somebody said, well, my mom said, and somebody else said that, I don't know if this is going to show up, but they thought this was like too close to the blue we have for our elevated track. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but you can see here, this is really blue. This has a lot more green to it. I mean, it's close, but there's definitely a difference in the colors. You can, I hope that's coming across where you can really see the blue to it versus the green. Not to mention that when I put the teal on here, it's going to really change this, putting it more towards the greenish blue than just this blue. This is in scale. So, yeah, so I think this is going to be fine.
And Octothorpean Nightmare says, I see it, yeah.
Okay, good. So you can see the difference in the color of the... If I turn it like this, you can kind of see it. I'm trying to catch the light so you can see more of the white. But it is definitely a different color. By the time I get done doing all this stuff I do up here, it'll definitely not look like any of this right here or any of this big bridge right here. So it'll definitely be different from that. And then, of course, then we got to start working on the lights, all the planters that go all the way around, all that kind of stuff. So it's getting there. Okay, now here, let me back up just a little bit. So here's the new big building that we're doing. You can see how tall this is now that it's in place. Like I said, we're working on these back two panels that go right here and right around the corner right there. And this is what this building is going to look like. I'm going to set this right here. Okay. So what we're working on right now is this central tower. That's this one now at this point. And so then we'll be making these side ones that come on that will be sticking out to about like right here and coming up. This one will come up to about right here, this guy right here, and this one will come up to about right probably in here somewhere. We're going to put the helipad up on the top. We'll have a helicopter up there. And down below we'll have, these ones will handle all of the mechanicals for the building. That's where all the air conditioning units and stuff will be that'll supply for the entire thing. So let me duck under so you can get an idea of how this looks in case you didn't see the video build we did on this, the long video build. Just kind of, all right. So now you can see where this is going. This is actually probably going to move down more over here in the corner. I'm probably going to have it kind of nestled in right here where the curve will come around the back side of it. So it'll be a little bit of an angle, flat angle, like facing this way with the triangles going that way. I'm pretty sure this is where we're going to settle to put this. What that will enable us to do, let me go back over underneath here, and I'll back up a little bit. So if I take this building and I move it over here to the corner, it'll come to about like right here. All of it will be like about right here. So then what that will do is it'll give us this down, I'm going to make some lower buildings right here to be right behind the station. They'll just be kind of tucked between this building, which will be here, and the Alexandria. And then behind, on the background, we'll put really tall background skyscrapers. So you'll have this look, this layered look of this building being right here, dropping down here in the foreground with these kind of shorter buildings, big buildings back behind, and then boom, another big building right here. I think it's going to look really pleasing in the videos and just an overall balance to the scene. So
put the Airwolf helicopter for us from the 80s.
Oh, the Airwolf, yeah, I didn't really watch that show that much. I wasn't that big of a fan of it, but it was a pretty cool helicopter. So anyway, that's what we're doing right there, and then we'll be working around all the way. We still got to come up with a new name for this tower because it doesn't fit with the rest of what we're doing. So we'll put the voting thing up here and we'll leave it up for a couple of weeks while we're working on this for either the Chimera or the Cerberus. So we'll be going right there. So yeah, so we're getting there. So I've got this broke off when I took there's a few details I got to put back. I noticed this big gap here. A couple of the little window pane things broke off right here. I'll just replace those with styrene and then just dull coat over the top and do the painting with it. No big deal there. So it's not supposed to have a big opening like that, obviously, but I'll get that taken care of.
Willem says the city station looks good.
Oh, thank you. So that's where we are at this stage. So now that we're coming around here, we finally I got all my parts right here that where'd it go? Oh, back here. This is the one I've got for somebody that's coming over later this week to do some weathering. we had all these pieces made to do on those curves, those lower pieces that we had to have. So these are all of ours that go on our curves. So I'm going to get that put together this week, and I'll probably get this painted blue, both this one and the one at the other side. We'll get both of those painted blue, so it'll look nice coming around the corner. But now, while we're in between working on stuff, we'll go ahead and start to work the elevated track on in, like that. All right, so let me put this back like this. I want to see if I corrected the squeak problem by taking that cover out. So let me, let's see here. We'll do, I keep talking about it, but I'm going to do it here fairly soon. I got to create a little plug and play board right here.
JL Peters says hi.
Hey! Let's see, is this it? No, that's not it. I need this one. Okay. This one? Yes, this one. Okay. And I should just label these so I know which are which. For now, anyway. All right, so let's hope that was the squeak and it's not an engine. It was that car.
Okie says it's 83 here now.
Wow. I'll get this pushed back out of the way. So I'm starting to think into the detail aspect of the station area. I've decided I'm going to put the platforms in between the tracks, and it's going to be looking like the concrete poured and the recessed rail into concrete, like street running. So I've got the three mains that are here, because I will have this, even though this eventually will be my freight pass-through line, and these being my two main passenger lines. What I'm going to do is cover all of that all the way across to here, and have that all recessed track. So I'm going to come out to about here, back behind the station with the platform. I'll have some lights back here shining down. And then back underneath the station, so when we get that car that has the camera on it, and we pull in and stuff, so you guys get to watch an actual arrival coming into the station, because we'll have this all lit underneath. Along the back wall, I'm going to have graffiti that's been painted over. Like they do when they try to cover up the graffiti. It'll be a slightly lighter color than the concrete color, so you'll see the outlines of all the graffiti underneath there and some weathering. And then as we get out past that, I'll put graffiti on the walls.
Okie
Yes.
says Speedo's weather.
Speedo's weather.
Great Northern says we've been really up and down temperature-wise in Minnesota this year. Cooler now.
Yeah.
And Willem asks what the city name is.
We have not come up with a city name yet. I'm not exactly sure. We're probably, it's going to be like the when we put the voting up on the Chimera or Cerberus, what you guys think about that in our community section, comments area. We're probably going to come up with a couple of names for the city, plus with write-ins, so you can type in your own ideas for a city name, and we'll put a few things up there for people to vote on. But I haven't even begun to think about that part of it yet. So I'm just lucky I'm getting this far along on buildings at this stage. We'll get the auto train going here. Let it pull out of the station. If I had one more pack, I'd have all 3 tracks going. I'll get another Tech 2 pack and get it so that we could have all 3 running if we wanted to. Now we can move this guy over this track, and I could have one on this line here, have the passenger going that way, and have it going this way. So we'll let these run for just a little bit. So that's so then I've been thinking about an idea over here. Yes.
Ricky says, "Oh wow, haven't seen your live stream in a while. Looks great. I like the product Rusty's made."
Oh well, thank you. Yeah, there was a lot. We just showed it, but we'll show it again here in a little bit. There's a lot that has gone on in the past month. We're on to our second major skyscraper, along with our big station build area, and we're starting to get buildings painted. So along with we did all of this ballasting right back here. I'm going to go ahead and ballast these curves right here. I may set that up as a live stream with the camera just aiming down right there as I do it maybe later this week. We might do that. So anyway, what I'm thinking about doing is along this back wall right here. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it. I'm going to do a little bump out, I think. It comes out about maybe this far, maybe about 3 or 4 inches, run the entire length, put a switch at either end, and have a little siding here where I can put some a train engine with maybe about 7, 8 cars that I can pull out onto this main, so I can swap stuff out, pull it out, kill the other one on a block back here, pull it out onto the thing, and then pull the other one into the siding right there.
Okie says, "I like the Paint Your Wagon name."
The Paint Your Wagon name.
Yeah, No Name City.
Oh, No Name City. Yeah.
Willem says, "Better than mine. That's why I watch to hear advice and get to see stuff I can improve. So thank you."
Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm glad we're inspiring you to do some stuff on it. So that's all we're here for. We're building, having a good time, and we're working through details and things. This area right here is going to be our biggest area that's going to change the most in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to just try to finish this whole thing up, get the look of it so I can move on from here. And I've got my great area here for our passenger trains. So I'm just looking forward to getting some part of it actually completely done. And then I'm also going to get that first set of towers over there on Skid Row done. So I have 2 nice sections right here that we can do some good videoing and filming next to. So I think that'll be a good way to do this and tackle this. So
Crochet Lady said, "I'm not familiar with 3-headed beings. Do you have a picture before we vote? Thank you." I'll attach pictures to the poll
yeah,
of each.
Cerberus. If you know the Harry Potter series, basically Cerberus was that big 3-headed dog that they had. I guess his name was maybe Fluffy. I think that's what Hagrid named him. That big 3-headed dog that was in that room. The Cerberus has been in a lot of stories. If you remember that, seeing that big three-headed dog in Harry Potter, that's what a Cerberus looks like. A chimera is a three-headed mythological beast that has the head of a lion, snake, and I think an eagle. I think that's what the three heads are on it. So, but we'll put some pictures up for you guys to be able to vote on.
Let's see here. Willem asks, how can you light up a city?
Very tediously. That's how you light up a city. That's the one part that we'll get to. Some of these buildings, like we talked about, like if you watch our big build, our in progress build of our big Chimera Tower, that one's going to get just the reflective foil windows. I'm probably going to paint that building kind of a brownish copper, and then use that copper colored reflective foil for the windows. I think that's going to look really good, and then we'll have lights hidden in buildings along the base here that will light up the face of it for nighttime running. We're probably going to do the same thing with the Titan back here, or we're going to find a nice foil color for it. But then the Artemis, we're going to have to light everything up on that. We'll be doing window glazings, window shades, lights, and probably the same with the Alexandria. So,
Let's see. Oki says we start talking about trains and get sidetracked and end up talking about trains.
But that's good though. That's good. I'm gonna pull in.
Let's see. William asks, could I use LED tape?
Yeah, I know people that do. So you can just kind of put it in the middle of your building. Maybe run it the lengthwise, however tall it is. Us, we would probably put a something that, like a beam of some sort all the way through the middle, and then just line it up on that beam to do it that way. That's probably how we would. That's how we would probably handle ours.
Oki says, oh, I see that dog all the time when I ride the Hagrid's ride at Island of Adventure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Unplugged the wrong one there. Of course I did. Thought I had the right one. Yeah, I plugged in the wrong one. I'll get this back to going.
Oh, Joshua sent a gold coin for 10 jewels.
Oh, well, thank you, Joshua. Like I said, everything that we get, we put straight back into the layout.
He says, keep going strong.
Thank you. We'll try. Having a little sore back today. I kind of slowed me up. Woke up with it that way, and it's just one of those things. Like, I know it's like borderline bad, so I'm trying to do everything with locking my back up today. That's why I just didn't quite get as much done up here on the station as I wanted, but I came pretty close. Let the Surfliner head out now. Oh, Gabe, get the camera. Arsky asked if the back car was a cab car on the Surfliner, so I'm going to put it in reverse, aim and show it so you can see all the LED white lights.
Here, I could aim it under.
Just get up on top and look over.
Yeah. Give me a sec.
All right, let the train go by here, and then you'll be able to.
And I will.
Does that pass is all?
Let's see.
All right, ready?
I'm going to zoom in on it.
Okay. There we go. So you can see the headlights for the cab control part. You get it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so there you can see the LEDs I was talking about, the 4 LEDs they've got in the back of it.
He says, yes, I was about to ask you about that. Thanks.
There you go. Yeah, I remember. I try to remember everything that people ask and stuff. So
Willem says, I know there's LED street lights that light up from light ups that they make in HO and N scale. Is that good?
yeah, I would say so.
Joshua asked if you can give us a full layout tour.
Why don't you? You're standing right there. Why don't you just do one sitting here and we're running? Why don't you just start the pan and I'll just point at things. All right. So this is the new building I've been talking about. This is the small version of it. That's what this is going to become. We're going to have these 2 extra wings attached to the sides. So this is coming. Got our station right here. Show the curved track headed back. There's our elevated track that's going to go back behind all the buildings and cut through back here. And the elevated track will come in front of the Artemis area. Here's the Alexandria that we've got.
Lake Effect Blues says, nice setup.
Oh, well, thank you.
Glad you're back.
Yeah. So like I said today, I got this painted up here, so I'm really happy with the colors. I've got to come in and hand paint this trim and hand paint that trim right there, the blue, the oxidized copper color. So I'll get that here pretty quick. Then the rest of them, got to do the rest of them. This is obviously the shortest and the easiest one to do, but I will get the rest of them done because I really like that effect. We got our No Names tower here. It was the Mako, but that's not, doesn't fit with the other names that we have, so we're gonna have to rename this one. This is the Titan. Back behind us here is our convention center area, along with our 11-story parking garage. We'll be building a big area back behind that'll be the rest of the convention center, the actual meeting hall. That'll just be like a background building. And then right here behind this, we will have a huge background skyscraper of some sort. Back here, it's kind of tossed around in my head as where Babylon is going. And we've talked about the Babylon Tower. You guys are going to love that thing. But I'm actually thinking about taking it, and this is Broadway. I'm actually probably going to make this bigger, this overpass wider to accommodate 4 lanes going all the way back here with skyscrapers on either side. Yes.
Lake Effect says, you have a lot of time in that. Great job.
Well, thank you.
And your message wasn't confusing at all, Willem.
So we're going to have those LED screens, the flat ones that are against the skyscrapers to make it look like Times Square, where we actually have advertisements running.
Matt Hopcroft says, nice layout.
Oh, thank you. So the Babylon is going to be right here. It's going to be enormous, and I'm actually thinking about having a walkway coming across to a smaller tower on this side as a continuation spanning over the Broadway area, and then over the walkway area, we'll make it kind of wide. That'll be all green space also. There'll be plants and trees and everything on top of it like we're going to have on each level of the Babylon. And then our big building is going to go right here. This will all be built by the end of the summer. This is going to be our huge headquarters. It's going to be probably a building from about right here to about right here. And it's probably going to be about that tall. And we're going to have antennas on the top. And this is going to be our huge building for our railroads. This will probably be the BNSF, the MRL, Amtrak headquarters. That'll all be built here fairly soon. Babylon's going to be the next one, because that one's going to be quite the engineering challenge. So we're going to have to figure all that out, how we want to make it look nice. So that'll be coming probably after we finish up doing the Chimera / Cerberus, whatever you guys name it, tower here.
Matt, yes, this is N scale, Matt.
Yes. And down below, I'll be starting my mountains down below for the lower level, probably within the next 2 weeks. I'm going to get, I do all my sanding on the floor down here, so this level down here gets covered in sanding below back. So I'm going to get white tablecloths right now, the plastic ones, and I'm going to get and put Velcro on the backside here and just drop that down so it's all protected. But I'll get that in place before I start doing all the scenery. Yes.
Rockfan asks, how many cars maximum can your locomotives pull on your current track layout?
Well, I could, with the 2 SD70s right here, it's flat running at this point before we get the helix made that will get us down to the lower level into the upper levels. I could probably run a good 40, 50 cars with those 2 engines on flat running like this. Without any problem. It's just I've got them on there just to do it. I think I'm only running like 9 cars right now. I am going to be weathering quite a few more of the container cars. I want to get a nice container train going. I've got enough to do probably a 15, 20 car container train with everything being weathered, so I'm gonna get started on that. When I've got a little extra time, like I've really got extra time. So, let's see here. No, I'm just kicking the speed up. So I could easily pull that mini without any problem with just 2 engines.
Animals Tech says awesome.
Thank you. So I'm gonna pull this guy back in, and we'll take the auto train back out.
Joshua asks, what made you choose N scale over others?
Good question. For me, it was space. I only have a 9-foot by 7-foot section right here area. That's not counting our expansion plans of going over on the wall for our yards. That's going to be on that wall way over there. That'll have our diesel service facilities, car shops, and nice yards, but that's still basically just staging. So for the actual running part of the layout, we only have 7-foot by 9. That's really not great for HO. I could not really do a whole lot with HO in that space. So with this, I can do anything I want to do.
Willem says, yesterday my grandpa and I did the impossible by getting our biggest passenger train into my metro area. I never thought I could get out because the tracks are in a circle. It was a great accomplishment. Thanks to y'all's trains. I got the idea to try and it works, so thank you.
Oh, well, great.
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked and it was fun. That's the whole thing. Is just, find a problem, solve it, and have fun with it. Sometimes it gets frustrating. Trust me, sometimes it gets frustrating. The biggest thing that I hate is just track cleaning, keeping it so everything operates smoothly and all that. So I'm really gonna work on it to try to figure out a nice system to get the auto train going, to get this track clean, especially when we're talking about the elevated track. That's gonna be a really hard thing to clean. I'm gonna come up with some kind of a car that I can put a couple engines on, kind of heavy, that's got a nice cleaning system to it that I can just run across everything and just put that into our regular operations, so that when we start it down here, I'll start it like right here and let it get into the helix, work its way up to all of the elevated stuff up above, just keep working levels and let it come down while we're running other stuff. So it's just that's just the thing I hate the most. It's just the track thing part of it. Okay.
Max says, wow, it's been about 3 months since the senior project. Can you scan around so I can see how well you did?
Watch this, grab the camera, just do a quick pan. We're in the middle of our, let's see, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're on our 9th huge skyscraper build at this point. It's going to look like this. This one's going to look like this when it's done. And then, of course, the Alexandria, we just finished up about 2 weeks ago. The Artemis 4 towers. We'll figure out a name for the one next to the Titan, and then the Gemini Convention Center. Let's see. And then, of course, the new big stuff that we're getting ready to go. Plus, we worked on the curves for the elevated track down at the ends there, so you can see it. We're getting to that point. Finally established where we're going to have our station, and starting to work on that.
Let's see here. Got things. Joshua asks, have you started the staging yard area?
Not yet. I wanted to get this done first, get the Chimera done, and I wanted to get the station here done. So I know if I go over and start working over there, I'm going to throw everything into doing my yards and my diesel service facility.
Well, a couple more things. Max says, superb hobby, man, 2 thumbs up.
Well, thank you.
And Jay Jason says, cool.
Great, thank you. So I'm going to try to get a lot of the builds here. We'll start doing the actual display case with the top that's going to be the yards. We'll probably start building that in the next couple of weeks, but actually getting to the point where we're going to integrate it into the layout will probably be at least a month and a half after that, because I've got to make my jump tracks to come over. And I don't want to take time away from getting all of this done first. But then when I do hook it in, it'll just be beautiful. I'll just be able to bring stuff right into the layout, and we can just keep running different things and just have 4 or 5 trains sitting over there in the hole, ready to go, staged and everything, and then I can pull these guys off, take them in, bring others out, and just keep going. So I kind of want to get this done so it looks really good. I'd like to at least have almost all of this scenery done in this area with our park that we're going to have, because like I said, this is kind of the beginning of the park area, because we're going to have all these planters and waterfall fountains. That leads into the big green space and park area that's going to be back here, where it's going to transition from freight to park to city. Yeah.
We've got quite a few things here.
Okay,
so.
okay.
Funk Nation says, has the overhead been completed yet?
Not quite, no. We did get all the parts for it, finally printed, that we needed for our reinforcement bracing and the V bracing. So that will be, now that we've got that, we can start moving off the curves back into the city.
Let's see. Matt asks, how often would you need to clean the tracks?
Right now, I'm having to clean them probably once a week when we do running like this. So that's why I'm going to try to get something to take care of cleaning it, or just converting everything into metal wheels and only have to do it about once a month.
Let's see. Max says, I don't know if you remember, I was asking, did you put any lights in the skyscrapers a few months ago or so?
Not yet. There's no lights in the skyscrapers, but we have started to paint them. Painting is the next step before we can put window glazing in. So got to paint everything, dull coat everything, do a little bit of weathering I'm going to do, and then we can start putting window glazings in, and then the ones that are going to get lights, then I can start doing it. So we're still a little ways off from that, but we are starting to paint. As you can see, we have basically 3 things already painted. It just takes time. Okay?
Okay. Octothorpian says, I've been a little quiet because y'all inspired me to make some more tall city buildings, so I'm hacking away at FreeCAD tonight.
Oh, cool.
Those are still cooler than mine. Any timeline for you to post your designs?
Do it now, the designs?
I said, yours are still cooler than mine. Any timeline for you to post your designs?
Actually, we will probably be putting, and it's not going to be expensive, we'll probably be putting the files up on the big skyscrapers, up on Cults, and what's the other one?
CG Trader.
CG Trader, in the next probably 3 to 4 months. We just have a few things we have to work out on each one of them, because there's about 15 to 20 files per building, because every panel is a little different, and our instructions will show how to do everything. We have put the files up for the elevated track, though. We have the straight part up. We're about to put the files up for the curve, and then I'll make my stations that attach to them, and then we'll have those up there. So yes, we do have that stuff coming.
Willem says, will you put streetlights into your cities and station and park?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we will have street lights everywhere. Most buildings will be lit except for those that will have the reflective foil on the inside to give you that, during the daytime running, give you that nice reflective look. But we will have lights down below that will give a cascading light that goes up the towers for night running. Okay?
Okay. Max says, don't forget to get you a baby Godzilla, LOL.
Yeah. Well, actually, what we're going to do is I'm in the background, like hiding behind one of the big buildings. We'll have like him coming around the corner back behind. So we'll actually have like he'll be like silhouetted with maybe a little bit of detail to him. So we'll have him in here somewhere.
Cool. Joshua asks, can you show us all of your trains? And he sent a star for 2 jewels.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Most of what we have is out here. Well, not most of what we have. We've got some really good stuff. I've got quite a fleet of Montana Rail Link engines. Oh, yeah, I'll show you these. This was a gift from one of our subscribers, good friend. We're working on these. I should talk about these. I haven't. Let me grab the other thing. So we got this off of. We got this file off of the web. It's a Bombardier or Bombardier car, however you want to pronounce it. So the file's really good. I just got to do my sanding on it. So last week, our friend donated 2 engines to us. So he also donated the Surfliner and the BNSF. So we got the. As you can see, this is the Pepsi can P42. P42 or P40? P42. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna paint this the Amtrak colors. We're gonna put the Phase 6 paint scheme on it. So we're gonna have 3 of these to go with this. I think that'll look really good. The other one we're gonna do is I'm gonna do another 3 cars like this. And we're gonna paint them the black. And we're gonna get this yellow railroad crossing. We're gonna put it like about maybe in the first third of the cars. We'll have 3 of those like this painted black with the Amtrak markings. So we're gonna have 2 specialty fantasy paint schemes. Those should be coming fairly soon. I've just got to get into sanding this. I was working on this pretty heavily, the roof. But now when I go to sand this in that area, I'll probably start to sand these sides and get this done. And if I like how the first one looks, we have the full interior. It comes with the upper level with the seats and everything. So all I got to do, it's got the posts down here where you drill your holes. All I've got to do is just get the micro trains trucks and put them on here and we're good to go. So that's coming. Then we also have the FEC. This is the S44C4. And we have the CPKC ES44AC. This was a gift from my mom for my birthday. And this, I'm pretty sure I know who gave us this. This was also a gift off of our Amazon wish list. The donor has remained anonymous, but I'm pretty positive I know who this was. And thank you very much. And we talked about what I'm getting ready to take care of doing with that as far as the fuel tender goes. And then we'll make sure you get one.
Let's see here. Couple things here.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to keep color. This is N scale, O'Brien.
Yes. So then we've got a couple more Amtraks. We've got the, this is the 10th anniversary Surfliner and their track safety one with the hand on it. So I'll be adding these to when we get the Amtraks longer. When we get like the 7 car and I add on another 3 of the auto train cars, I'll probably put this one on the front of that. And then when I make this, get the Surfliner bigger, we'll double up and we'll put that one on. So I get an idea of the motor power that we have. Plus we have 2 more of that right there, of the Montana Railways. They're just down here in the boxes. One has to be repaired, but yes.
Whatever T-Fever says, I'm new here. What city are you making?
The city we're making is just a made-up city. We've actually taken buildings that we have seen from around the country and around the world, and we've kind of adapted them. Their style to our layout. I've given. He's taken he's created all the files. I've given him the windows that we want, and he's created everything. You may notice like some of the tops look familiar, like this one right here, and maybe the one up there or that one. They come from other buildings, but we just kind of made our own thing out of them.
I'm yoinking your EMD shell.
Do what?
Yoinking your EMD shell for a sec.
Which one?
Your EMD.
Oh, yeah.
O'Brien says, yeah, they're smaller, right? Hard to tell on video.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is HO scale, and this is N scale.
Yeah. There's quite a difference.
This is just a bit, yeah.
That's a custom GP60M that I did. That shell demonstrator, wide cap. So I spliced a GP60M onto a demonstrator, repainted, and did all the work on that. So that's when I was in HO, which was that I did that probably about 8 years ago, something like that.
That is so nice looking.
Thank you. All right, so we are going to bring the.
This is ha ha ha. Yeah.
Bring this guy in. We're going to let the Surfliner come out for a little while.
Yeah. Joshua asks, can you run the 10th anniversary?
I've got to do some testing on it. I haven't run it yet. I'm going to save it for probably a little later this summer. It has sound and DCC in it, and we're running DC. But we have read online, and people have advised us that it's okay to. What'll happen is we'll get a little bit of sound out of it, but it doesn't hurt the DCC. That it's come quite a ways. So we're probably going to do. I'm going to do some testing and seeing what I've got to put an engine over here, put an engine over here, and then turn them both on the same track and see which one's faster, so I know which one needs to be in the lead. That's what I did over here on these, and they're paired off really nicely now. So it's just one of those things that I've got to do a little work on it first before we can get to that stage.
Lone Wolf says, "Wow, cool setup."
Well, thank you.
Willem says, "Bye, y'all. Great to talk."
Oh, you too. Glad you joined us. I'm gonna hook up the two passengers so we can run those together for a little while. But I'm gonna go ahead and take out the. Let's see here. Nope, not that one. I keep grabbing the wrong one. I'll just leave that where it's at. All right, so we have the Surfliner going. Maybe. What's going on here? Did I lose my connection? Oh, well, it's not plugged into anything. What's this all about? All right, I need the middle track. That's this one. Oh, okay. So that's this one.
If you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, please do like and subscribe. It
Yes.
helps the channel a lot.
Yes. Yeah, it helps the, with all the problems they're having right now, we've gotten notices from YouTube saying that people are, that there's something there having a glitch, and that people are being unsubscribed from channels they like. So if you are a subscriber, be sure to check your subscriptions to us and make sure you still are subscribed and you've got the notifications set. Because they're having an issue with that. And they're also having an issue, they just let us know they're having an issue with comments, where not all the comments are showing up now on the videos. Keep commenting, we keep answering them. They'll be there, they said, and I've noticed that, like, I don't know, Thursday I saw about 3 or 4 that didn't have comments on them. But then, probably like within a day, day and a half, all the comments came back. So just, it's just got some issues going. So if you like something, you want to comment, go ahead and do it, because that interaction really helps us with the algorithms as well. It still shows up on their end, that it's there even though it isn't on there, but they do come back. And we do answer them, so when you check back in to see if we did, it'll show our responses. So yeah, so definitely, just check, make sure, if you have it, make sure you've still got it liked and subscribed, so, and the notifications. Oh, and we have put up, we're putting up tonight, we're putting up the video for this tonight, showing the roof painting. So that'll be in our video section, not the short section. So if you're wanting to see how this is coming together, I put together like a quick, our long videos are only 8 minutes long. You can just generally just get the gist at the beginning. If you want to fast forward, go to the end, that's fine, and see how it ends up. So there's quite a few of those. Plus we have the big build of the Chimera Cerberus tower going up there. The first part of that is up. We'll be doing another video probably by Thursday or Friday when we get the back 2 walls on and we start printing the side towers. We'll do part 2 of that. So there's really good stuff on our video sections. Plus there's some layout tours, and I think we got some reviews on there as well. So we'll let this run around just a little bit more, and then I'm going to get to this. This is the beginning of the video. We talked about how I was going to show you how I prep something for the paint to look like this. I forgot to do that upper part. Don't know why. I just did. So we'll get that done this evening. We'll bring the camera. We'll set over here, just down onto the work table, and I'll show you what I've got to do to get the nice smooth look on that. But that'll look pretty good, because then I can paint it tomorrow. So by the time we come back for our next live, which will probably be like Thursday, we'll have quite a bit done, because I'm hoping to have the wall, now that I've figured out how to do the fence, I'm hoping to have the wall done around the perimeter here, along with the ornate fence. So we'll have all of that done as well. let this run a couple more times, and then we'll move the camera over. And I'll do all of that prep stuff. But I am going to go ahead on the, I am going to go ahead and dull coat probably tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and dull coat those towers because Gabe, I figured out, you know how I'm going to use that thing for the black that you use for the windows?
Yeah.
I can make the ladders out of that too by how I'm going to trim them.
Okay.
I can make them thin enough to go into each of those holes. So I just need a whole plate of those printed.
Yeah, because the bars, they go vertically, right?
Just print it the way you've been printing it.
Well, I'm pretty sure I saved it, but yeah.
It looks like this. It looks just like that. The one that looks
Okay, you want to get?
Yep.
Okay.
You just need that one.
Yep, got it.
Okay. I don't know how long you made these, but I'm probably gonna, this right here, looking at 1, like 2 to here, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're probably gonna need at least 6 for this, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna need 10 for just around the station.
Yeah.
And then I'll need probably 2. Yeah, I'll need 2 for the skid row.
I've got 11 on a plate.
And I needed 8 and 2, so 10. So that gives me 1 extra.
Yeah.
In case I miscut something.
Yep. Let's see. Joshua asked, can you show us your steam engines and run one?
I have no steam engines. We had them in HO, but I don't have any in at this point. So, all right. I think we're going to move the camera over and get it set up to show you what I need to do for this peak right here. So I want to have that done because the first thing in the morning I want to go out and paint that. I've got to paint the primer around first for the bricks. Then I'll mask that off after it's dried, and then I can come in and I can paint the blue on top, and then that'll be pretty much, that'll get everything ready to go. So actually tomorrow I'm hoping to start dry brushing the paint that I've got picked out for the brick, so that I can start to get this thing, most of this should be painted by the time we come back in 2 to 3 days. So that'll be a nice thing to have. I may just take this big opening where I've got to put those in, Gabe. And I may just put a plate there. We may put a name of the city when we finally do the name of the city. I'll put a plate right over that, and then we can put the name of the city right there.
Perfect.
So I'll just seal that up.
I can actually print the text. It'll print text.
Okay.
So
when we finally figure out a name of the city, we
Uh-huh.
can put a city right there on the top of the station.
Yeah.
That'll look good.
That I may switch over to the .2 nozzle for, so it can get the fine lettering.
Yeah, if we need to, or we can actually just print it on the printer
Right.
as a paper that I can seal
Yeah.
and then just put there like a sign. So
Yeah.
either way, whichever way needs to be done.
Yep.
All right, if you will take and move the camera over to down onto the table.
Yep.
So I can get to filing and puttying all of this.
Good.
Let's see here. Where did I put my glasses?
Up we go, everyone.
Oh, my glasses are on my shirt.
See, Joshua asks, don't you hold your breath when you paint cars?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll catch myself doing that. I don't do it intentionally, but I'll catch myself doing it.
There we go.
You got to zoom down in there pretty good?
Yep.
Okay. So, let's see here. I need one of my... There it is. All right. So we're gonna get this...
Crochet lady asked while you were painting, did the bunny rabbit visit you again?
No, but he's been out in the backyard quite a bit.
Saw him today.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I ran out the trash.
Oh, did you? Yeah, he's out there. It's a baby, and he's getting some good size now.
He is.
Yeah, considering where he was about 2-4 weeks ago. All right, so we're gonna get this on right here so I can see what I'm doing. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this or not, but with a printer prints, it prints in layers, and it creates this this texturing of the layers, and I don't want that because when I do my streaks down with the weathering, if I don't get rid of this, you'll see every one of these little lines. It doesn't matter on this right here, the brick, but it does matter on this, especially like this front. This got really yucky. There's a good term, yucky. So I think this file is cleaned. Yeah, it's pretty clean. I think I'll put a paper towel down to catch any of the filing so it's not all over. I glue on the wax paper here because the glues I use don't stick to it.
Infinity says hi.
Hey, we're just gonna. Yeah. I hope that's a. Oh, that is okay. I didn't quite get all of the supports out of the way. There's still a support right here. I got to pop. Yep.
Ryan says it could make it look old.
Yes, the weathering. Yes, yes. That's going to be the whole trick to this. Okay, so all of the supports are now off. We're good. Okay, so I'm going to see how this does. If I can do this with the file, I'd like to just do it with the file versus having to use the Dremel for grinding it down, because sometimes that makes more of a headache to do, especially in big flat areas like this, than just getting, see where it's high right here, these high areas. I'm going to probably have to wind up using, yeah, I'm going to have to wind up using the Dremel, I'm afraid. Otherwise, I'm not going to get these areas worked down. All right, so it's going to get a little noisy for a minute. And I'm just going to try to do this very gently. This is the most important side right here. This is the side that faces out towards us in the room. So I'm going to just really kind of take my time right here versus the back or the side.
Ryan says, nope, not loud at all.
Okay. It's just loud sitting right over the top of it. Not as bad as when I'm doing my filing or sanding when I'm doing my big building panels, because I use a palm sander for that, and that gets extremely loud. I have to wear earplugs for that. And close the door to the bedroom here so that I don't bother them and the rest of the house. That's not too bad. By the time I get done putting the putty on, skimming it with the putty, and doing the sanding, this should be beautiful, nice and smooth.
He says it's like you have noise canceling.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's doing that, I don't know. I'll be doing the puttying here in just a little bit. I'll just get most of this done like this, then I'll sand it or file it. Do a little bit of sanding. This is just a feather touch. I'm not putting any pressure on this at all. I'm almost just like bouncing it on the surface. And that's keeping this from gouging the surface. Because any kind of pressure will gouge it up. So all I'm trying to do is just knock these layers off. That's pretty good. You got a really bad area right here. And this is the side that will get photographed a lot. So we're gonna have to really get this worked down. I got a new bottle of, a tube of the putty. I have no idea, we got it one day when we went down to Rockford. I have no idea where it is. I should still have enough in the tube I've got to get this done. All I'm doing here is I just basically just tap and I let the Dremel just walk itself down. You do that, you get a lot less of the pitting that it does, the gouging. I was looking pretty good right through there now. Let's catch the rest of that with the file. Okay. And you can see there's a little bit of some of the print extra, there we go, extra layering there that just kind of sticks and doesn't, it's part of the supports up top. You gotta be careful when you get down to areas like that. Try not to hit those too much.
Dr. Forskins says, wow, these Olos Performax rotary tools are so quiet.
Yeah, they're not too bad. I think that's the make of our sander too, but I'm not sure. It's the Walmart brand. Half the price of Dremel. And I've had this one for quite a while. It's done a lot of stuff. Carved foam for me, for my rocks. It's, when I was doing plaster buildings, it did a lot of great work on the plaster. That was good. That was good. Well, I mean, I gotta file it and putty it, but I mean, they're good to this point. This is the back. Nobody's ever gonna see this, so I may just wind up puttying this versus doing this part too. There's not really any ridges or anything. Yeah, I think I'll just putty that back then. All right. Now I get this. Let's see, I'm gonna get this clean. Watch my head here so I don't bang it on my. All I'm doing is just using this wire brush to clean the stuff out of the grooves of the file. Okay. So now we'll just come in here and I'll follow the curve right down to the top. Trying to get most of this as smooth as possible. Oh, that's doing really well. What I don't get, the putty will fill. That's pretty decent. There's a few little divots, no matter how hard I try to keep the Dremel thing from gouging, it always does just a little bit. It's almost impossible to keep from getting a few little areas, but I should be able to fill those without any problem. All right, we're just gonna do a quick little file here, knock a few things down, and then the putty will take care of the rest of it. Flip that over because the other side's getting kind of full.
Let's see. Quentin asks, what's that you're standing?
This is the top tower on my station. I forgot to get it done today with the, when I was painting the rest of the roof. This was sitting off to the side and I just missed it entirely. So now I'm coming in and we ground it down, file it down, and I'm going to put putty on it. All right.
Okie says rumor has it BLI is supposed to announce a new steam engine tomorrow, and the rumor mill says it's a big one.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to try to take advantage of the hype on the big boy right now because it's going cross country. He'll probably sell a bunch of them. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. I got a lot of the ridges knocked down. So now I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to gnats around. Boy, we've got a lot of little flying critters since it's gotten warm and humid here. And now I'm just taking off a little bit that files over on the edges. Just a quick little scrape prior to doing the putty. There we go.
Quentin says, nice. I got the Norfolk and Western 611 today.
Ah, that's one of my favorites. I've drawn it like 3 times. Love that bullet nose. Just kind of smoothing these openings out. They're never quite perfect on a 3D print, so you just kind of have to work your X-Acto blade in and like that. There we go. That's not too bad. Passable anyway. This is one of the sides that's going to be filmed a lot, so I want to just make sure that looks pretty good. All right, so putty.
Okie says, only one of them, even though I have last year's 4014. If they do, I hope they have more rate numbers or fantasy schemes.
Oh, that'd be good. All right, so I have a variety of things I use for my putty. I have to apply it with. So I have some made for specialty areas. This isn't going to take that. So I've got a wider one and a smaller one. This is just styrene. This shows how toxic this stuff is. It actually melts the end of it. You probably can't see it, but it's coming in on the edges. When I clean it off, it definitely just melts the plastic. So, be careful when you're working with this stuff. All right, so I'm going to use the wider one so I get a bigger coverage area. This I use for like getting into like little tiny cracks and stuff, but I'll use the wider one for this. Just take off the rest of the uneven areas here. This is just one of these sanding blocks you can get at any hardware store for like $3. I use them for just about everything. It just finishes up what the rest of the stuff doesn't do and gives you a nice smooth surface. If you can, you always want to go for weathering purposes. So this sits like this. So you want to make sure your final thing that you do when you finish with your sanding and everything is go the direction that water would flow down the building, so that you get rid of any cross marks like this. This will allow, when you start to do your weathering, it would be better if there's grooves going this way versus this way. Just simply due to the fact that it would be more natural for the paint to flow into those areas versus having a crossway action to it. This is just things I've learned using my art over the years, weathering items. So you just want to make sure you kind of knock everything down, go on the way water would flow.
Quentin says I'm in the middle of making a layout using styrofoam for terrain and different stuff, but I'm trying to find a tutorial on how to wire signals and crossings.
Oh, that's pretty tough to do. I'm kind of a novice at wiring myself. I'm more into the building part of it, but there's all kinds of great videos up on YouTube about wiring. So you should be able to find something pretty good. I've got to get this opening cleared out, so I'm gonna just dig this out right here. There we go. Get rid of that. All right, so let's do this. So when I do this, I just get a tiny little bead right on the very tip. And I start at the top, and I'll come up here where this is, and I'll work this underneath this lip right here. And then we're going to start bringing this down. And this by no means has to be perfect, because when this dries, you use that sanding block that I just used to do the to smooth it. But you want to try to get it as smooth as possible, because you don't want to have to do too much in the way of corrections. There we go. Now it's starting to flow. Ooh boy, nice fumes. That's looking pretty good. This is the last that I'll need to do to smooth it, other than the last sanding. I mean, this is the last process to build everything up to get rid of all the grooves. Now, if you have a resin printer, you don't have to go through any of this stuff. We just have a PLA printer, so these are just extra steps that we have to do. Not that big a deal. I mean, you still have to do a lot of filing and stuff, work with a resin too, because of the amount of supports that thing gets, where they attach. It's all these little nubs and things, so you still have to do a fair amount of cleanup on a resin. There we go. Well, that looks really good. All right. Down here. There we go. That will sand out beautifully. Okay. So we'll come around the edge here, clean off this overage, start off with, if there's any. Okay. Same thing. We'll just start down here this time. Get it down in there and just this will be good practice for when I do the San Juan Capistrano station, because it has a big top like this as well. Yeah, that's nice. we go. That's really coming in nice on this. And that's good because this is the other side that gets photographed really well, or not really well, but a lot. Okay. There we go. Yep. This is all the stuff that goes into it when you're doing a lot of custom work. I mean, if you bought a kit, if there were, well, there aren't any kits for this sort of thing, but you know, if you buy a station kit, all of this will already be done for you. But when you're having to, not having to, but when you're doing your own type of stuff, own designs, things like that, this is what you got to do. I mean, you wouldn't have to. A lot of people would probably just print it, and regardless of the texturing on there, they would just go ahead and paint it and do it. But I don't like building that way. For me personally, it would drive me nuts if I saw all the ridging. So it's one of these things I got to do. The thing that's nice is this gradual curve right here will make it really easy to sand tomorrow with that sanding block.
Quentin says for the track, I'm using lifelike tracks because that's the only track I have.
Okay.
That didn't come with that many switches, but it came with a lot of straights and turns. But I finished building a shed.
Oh, cool. That's what I do. I work with what I got. So I buy everything used for the most part. All my track is used track. I just recondition it, completely clean it, then paint all the ties.
Crochet Lady is wondering, didn't you draw that station in your art era? Really like that station.
The Capistrano I did draw the Capistrano. Not this one, because this is up in Canada. I didn't do any Canada stuff in my career because we hadn't moved north. I was living down the southwest, so it was all southwest stuff. But this is a very similar station to the Capistrano station. I'm gonna have to find this other tube. I got plenty for tonight, but I'm gonna have to find this other tube. I got way too many big projects coming to not find my other.
Oh, Jeff says hi.
Hey, Jeff.
And so does Josh.
Hey.
Josh asks, how are you?
Good, how you doing? I forgot to do this today when I painted the roof for the station, so I don't know why I missed it, but I did. So I'm getting it ready to go for painting tomorrow morning, so next time we get together, I'll have the entire roof finished.
Josh says, I'm doing good.
Good.
How did the train show go?
Yeah, how was the train show? I was going to ask you about that since you live in the Chicago area, I think. Do you go to the show in Wheaton very often? And there's not a lot of layout stuff there. In fact, I don't think there's any layout stuff there, but you used to be able to get some pretty good deals on trains there. And where it happens every single month except for July. It's kind of nice having that ability to have a train show that frequent.
Yeah. Jeff says, nice, haven't done much lately.
Okay.
Oki says, Lifelike is a good price track.
Yep, it is. Oh, that did a nice job on the back of that. That really formed that up nice. I'll be able to sand that really well. Just have this one side right here. And I'll put it back on the station and we'll do a quick tour of everything. We're running stuff earlier. Just wanting to get this done because I want to paint this first thing in the morning.
Josh says it was good, but it was in Greenville, not in Chicago.
Right. But I'm just asking if you've ever been to the one in Chicago, the one at the Wheaton Fairgrounds.
Jeff says I used to go to the DuPage County show, but
Yep.
didn't this month.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then next month they'll be off for the fair. This is their fairgrounds, if that's what they're still doing. They won't have their show next month. I remember that. We used to sell at that show, my artwork. I'd come over from Omaha when we lived in Omaha. And we drive over for that show on the weekends. And it was a great show. Used to love going to Connie's for pizza. They had the best deep dish pizza.
Let's see. Josh says no, have not been there.
Okay. It's a good show.
Jeff says just been monitoring the B-52 crash at Edwards Air Force Base.
Yeah, I saw that on the news today. It looked bad. I hope everybody parachuted out, but I have no details on it whatsoever. I just saw the big cloud of black smoke in the still photo and just the thing saying the B-52 crash.
Says I agree. Octothorpian says just sent my 12-story tower to the printer. What's your go-to filament? I've been using Polymaker Cosplay because it sands really well and takes paint easily.
Okay.
The PLA that we use is Anycubics PLA Plus. It really makes a good smooth print. You don't have to do like over sanding. It doesn't leave the layering lines. Nothing. It goes down so nicely.
Well, it does leave the layering lines on curves.
Well, yeah.
Like I'm doing right here, but on straight stuff, it's pretty good.
Which is most of what we do.
Right. But on curves like this, it definitely where it has to build it up. That's why I'm having to do this right here.
Oki says you inspired me to run a train tonight, ran my Georgia Railroad, and put some cherry-scented smoke in it.
Well, that would smell good.
Yeah. Jeff says I grew up there and I know a few test pilots. Unfortunately, one of my friend's brothers was killed on that plane.
Oh, no.
Sad day out there.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about any deaths or anything. I just saw the pictures of it.
Yeah, Oki said no survivors is what the news is saying.
Oh.
Let's see. Oki says Pizza Hut makes some good deep dish.
Yeah, they used to up here, but not much anymore.
Let's see. Josh says at the train show there were 590 people.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. The Chicago one in its heyday at the Naperville, the Wheaton show, they'd get like 1,500 on a, but that was when they had 5 buildings. I think somebody I talked to said they're down to just 2 buildings now. Let me take a look here, make sure I got everything the way I want it.
Quentin says one of my friends has CSX 8888. He's trying to find the rail cars for the contest.
Oh, okay. eBay would probably be a good source for that.
Yeah. Jeff says the DuPage one was a ripoff.
Oh. Yeah, back in the early 2000s, it was a fantastic show. And then they started having to they started getting less and less model trains, and they started bringing in toys and like farm stuff and cars. And when they started moving away from just exclusively doing trains, I noticed a big change in the show itself.
Octothorpian says, later y'all, nice stream, we'll tune in again.
Oh, well, thank you. Glad you were here. Yeah, next one will be Thursday. We'll have a lot of this done. Okay, I'm really happy with this. This came out really good. I'm just kind of looking at the overall. You can see it's already starting to dry. I mean, this stuff just dries almost instantly. I'll probably, if it wasn't for the fact that it's so late, within an hour here or so, I could probably sand it, but I'll do that in the morning. But it's looking really good. It's nice and smooth. The few areas that are a little bumpy, is just excess putty, and that'll sand off tomorrow morning without any problem. We'll have a really nice, nice dome up here. All right, let's get this and put it back on top of the tower. Let's make sure this other piece is going to be ready for tomorrow.
Let's see. Quentin says there's a train show in September in Pekin, Illinois.
Okay.
The colleges, I think.
Oh, all right. This goes like this. I want to make sure the edges around here, because I got to paint this blue too. I think I need to do just a little bit of filing right here. Okay. And look, the handle always falls off on this one. Oops. Yep. Well, that's all right. Okay. So let's get this. At least get any of the print lines off of this. On the outside edge here, anyway. That's looking good. That's good. Yep.
Oh, Josh asks, have you ever watched Petticoat Junction?
Yeah. Well, a long time ago. I haven't watched it in years. I see the tanks are at the shows a lot. A lot of guys on the module layouts will have the open tank with the girls bathing in it. I've seen that on at least probably 4 or 5 modules at this, or 4 or 5 layouts at this point over the years. All right. That's nice and flat on that outside edge there. That will be good. Okay. I'll just make sure this is all nice and all the flash is off of it. I'll paint this tomorrow too, just a little bit. All right. So in the morning, it'll take me about 20-30 minutes to file or to sand this part down. Let's see, I got a bit of a ridge right here. I'll see if I can go ahead and just kind of, there we go. Trim that down right now so it's not completely hard by overnight. There we go. Sure, I don't have that on the rest of the edges. You can see how much this is already dried. I mean, the stuff just, that's why you got to keep it capped, because it'll really dry and go down into the tube and really dry out pretty fast. There. Okay. So.
Quentin says I had a Rhode Island 44 tonner, but I used it for parts and stuff.
Oh.
Josh says I have a General steam locomotive that's a replica of the Petticoat Junction train.
Okay.
Oh, the General Lee.
Yeah. All right. Let me go put this back on there. Got that sanded. This is sanded down. So let me go put this back up and then move the camera over. You want to grab the camera?
Yeah.
Here we go, everyone.
All right. So there it is. It's all puttied, all ready to go. So that light gray area up there will be the green. The bricks right here, I'll primer those to match the building, and then I'll mask it off and then paint the green. I think the green will come up, and I'll get the top up here. There are some little details that go on top. I'll paint those accenting colors. But for the most part, I'm ready to go now. I'm happy with that. That'll be, I think when I hit it with the sanding block, yeah, it's going to be nice and smooth. So that'll look really good up top there. All right. So
Josh says I'm up to 181 engines altogether now.
Wow, that is pretty good. I think I have about 15. I'm going to back these guys back up.
Put them under the paper towels.
Yeah, get them tucked in for the night.
Yeah.
Tucked into bed. Alright, so there's that one.
Yes, it is, Quentin.
What?
I asked if that's a BNSF SD70 ACE back there.
Yep, it is, and a Montana Rail Link SD70 ACE both.
Yeah, right
We see
behind
those
it.
guys running quite a bit together now since BNSF acquired them.
It says nice.
Thank you. Alright. My hands clean.
Josh says nap time for the engines, lol.
Yep. Put that back then. So I have to swap out the power.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-oh.
what? Something wrong with the printer? Is it alright?
Oh, yes, it's done.
Oh.
3 hours.
It's been 3 hours, huh? Okay. We just got another wall section to the big tower off the printer stopped, so
I didn't think it had been that long.
that long. So is that number 3?
Mm-hmm.
That was number 3, so we just
Yeah,
have
just
one
need
more to
the
go
top.
for that, okay. So next time we get together, I will have another wall on the big Cerberus Chimera building, whatever we're gonna call it. This will be done right here. I'm probably gonna have the fence put around this, so I can start to figure out where I wanna weather and put our plant beds. I may come along and put a strip of styrene down here for the sidewalk, paint it, weather it up, have it lip over here, and then have our protective fence along there, so we're kind of starting to tie everything in. Probably next week I will get the platform made for the passengers for underneath here.
Crochet Lady asks, did you say the next live is going to be Thursday?
Yes, it is going to be Thursday. So if you've enjoyed this, don't forget to check your subscriptions with us if you're subscribed, because like I said, YouTube give us a notice that there's something in their programming that's unsubscribing people from channels they like. So make sure you've got it. And then be sure to hit your notifications so that, because that wipes out too, so that you get notified when we have our next live stream. But Thursday should be it, because tomorrow I'm going to be working on this pretty heavily, and then Wednesday night we have our trivia night at Buffalo Wild Wings. We missed last week because of the weather, so we want to go this week. So we still have our gift card from when we won last time to pay for our dinner this time, so we'll go do the trivia this time. So the Thursday night will probably be the next night that we will do it. And then we may do a Thursday and then a Friday afternoon, because there's a lot I'm going to be doing over the next few days. This way you guys can just kind of keep up with it, with what we're doing. So, but I hope you guys have enjoyed tonight, and if you haven't, if you're new and you haven't liked and subscribed, be sure to do that, because it really helps with the algorithms. The other thing that helps is if you go look at our longer formatted videos. You go to our main page, and you see where it says home, shorts, videos, all that up there live. Just go to the video section, they're only like 8 minutes a piece. If you hit those, that really helps getting us up in there. And don't forget, go ahead and comment, even if you don't see it show up, it will eventually show up. So, okay.
Oki says Wednesday's trivia night, road trip.
Yep, it is going to be a road trip trivia night, even though it's only about maybe half a mile away.
He says, and I stayed awake.
You did? Yeah, that's funny.
Let's see. Josh says, I fixed an HO steam locomotive today.
Oh, good.
Quentin says, I remember getting a Lionel model boxcar that has the Simpsons on it. LOL.
Yeah. I just did about 2 months ago, I just did our graffiti, our Homer Simpson graffiti on that auto rack back there.
Kimchi Hot Rails asks, anyone going to the N-Scale convention?
We were thinking about it. I'm not sure we're going to go. It's still up in the air there in Milwaukee. I can't get a full read going by reviews and things about how many layouts there might be at the hotel, in the ballrooms and stuff they're going to have. I guess they've got 3 of the main rooms, but with the amount of tables they're having, it seems like it's going to be pretty much filled with dealers. We only go if there's a lot of layouts. The layouts that I know will probably be there for sure will be that, what's it called? Intrack Mod or something?
Oh, Modutrack?
Modutrack. I know they will be there, but I've got gobs of videos from them. So I'm not exactly sure we're going to go to that just yet, but we might be there. We might be there. All right. So thank you again tonight for the gift. Your name will go on to our plaques that we're going to put around the thing. All gifts, people's usernames will be up on, which, like I've said in the past, at the end of this summer, we'll have enough operational in here then to where we'll open it up to where if you're ever coming through the area, you'll be able to, if you want to stop off for like an hour or two and be able to run some trains with us, you're welcome to stop and do it. We're located about 45 miles north and west of Chicago, south and west of Milwaukee, and about maybe 4 hours north of St. Louis. So we're kind of like right in the middle of the upper Midwest up here. So, but thank you for joining us tonight and being patient while I worked on this because I wanted to get that ready to go for the morning. But you guys will be able to see that on the next live stream on Thursday. I should have, if it goes well, I'll have pretty much the building painted. If the color I picked works out really good on this back corner, I like it. I'll do all the dry brushing, and I'll probably come back in and do all the concrete. So at least we'll have most of it done. So anyway, yes.
Josh says I have another train show in Decatur, Illinois on Saturday the 27th.
Oh, cool.
He says awesome live stream.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you were here. So again, thank you everybody, and just be sure to check your subscriptions. If you liked it, make sure you're up to date so that you're not kicked off of it, because we're going to be doing about 4 live streams a week now, all the way through summer. So this way you won't miss out on anything that we're doing between runs and builds and updates and all that good stuff. So, and don't forget to check the video section. So anyway, we got it all?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you everybody, and we will see you on Thursday. Yeah, it'll be a Thursday evening, probably about the same time. So take care, everyone.